One of the comforts I had very early on was reading the Bible. And just reading it and not having a commentary and not having anyone's outside opinion on what I was reading. Just reading it and reading it over and over again. And the blessings that are in there and how God is for you. And if you read it and really sit down and think about it, the entire Bible is about God's grace and God's provision for us through His Son. I guess like most people, with two boys, both very active.
I can remember very early on our boys were had very good hand-eye coordination, played a lot of sports.
Bradley, he kind of determines for himself that his future is in golf.
A Birmingham teen with an amazing talent is proving to the rest of the country just how good he is. Johnson finished second out of 3,100 golfers. Very impressive.
So we're all involved in that, and
music bed.
Unfortunately, you'll have to forgive me, but
Bradley had asked if he could go to the lake with his friends. The parents were coming a little bit later. We told him he needed to drive, and he needed to be the driver. And unfortunately, through a matter of silly things that happened with the boys at the lake, they headed back to Birmingham.
There's a really bad intersection coming back from Lake, and you have to stop at the stop sign, and then you have to pull up about 50, 60 feet to be able to see the road. And being an inexperienced driver, he didn't pull up and didn't see a 18-wheeler coming, and
lost his life. There were over 3,000 people that came through Shades Mountain visitation, and the funeral. The church was packed, and you could have heard a pin drop. But 3,000 people just breathing make noise, and I could only hear one-on-one who I was talking to, and I can say this 10 years later, it's like a bubble was around me, and I couldn't hear anything for almost a full year.
It's different, and you have to deal with it. You finally have to come to grips and deal with it. And it's hard. Even husband and wives, they process, they are at different places at different times. Shari would be a little bit better, and I'd be worse. And then I'd get a little bit better, and then she'd be worse. And you've got this different timetable.
You had to teach yourself to put one foot ahead. You know, Hugh and I would look at the clock, and we would go, it's 5 o'clock. We need to eat dinner. It's 6:30 or 7. Can we go to sleep now? We made it through another day. Had to learn how to breathe, had to learn how to smile, had to learn how to just cope with life and forgive what had happened and try not to delve too far into the whys, because we don't know why. And I had to put on my big girl clothes and realize that we had Michael, and that we did not want our lives to be over because we lost Bradley. And what I try to share, and I think he would agree, with that loss, that with the Lord, you can breathe again. It just takes time. Well, for me, I've always had enormous peace watching both of the boys play golf. We continued traveling with golf with Michael, and after Bradley died, we started a junior golf foundation, and it has become my mission field. We have the opportunity to share our story of losing Bradley and how we put our lives back together with the Lord guiding us right there on a golf course.